Hey crafters! Welcome to another upcycle project. I love finding garments that maybe don't quite fit me just right and upcycling them or refashioning them into something that maybe fits me a little better or maybe is just a garment that I can wear a little more easily in my life. If I can do this kind of project for not very much money or for even free or close to it, all the better. I'm pretty excited about the pieces that we're working with today because I did get both of these items for free, and I think they're going to be great pieces to work with and great pieces to wear right now in this gorgeous weather. My sister is going to be doing some modeling for me for one of the pieces, so I'm super excited to work with her, and I'm excited for you to see a couple of these projects and follow along with me. I'm hoping maybe you get inspired to even try some upcycling of your own. These projects are pretty basic when it comes to upcycling. I'm kind of lazy and oftentimes I go for the simpler projects, and these are definitely two projects that are pretty basic, pretty straightforward, and I'll talk you through the process that I went through so you can see what you think and maybe even consider trying something like this yourself. Let's take a look at the pieces that we're working with and get started. Oh man, you guys, I was really excited when I found this cream colored cotton top for free. It is in really beautiful shape, so big thanks to whoever it was who was giving this away. It's cotton. Oh my gosh, that's like one of our favorite fabrics to dye. I can't just leave it boring cream. I've got to turn this one a color, and you can tell I got my cherry red RIT dye. I got some color fixative all ready to go. And I think this is going to be a fun project. I'm even thinking this might look really good on my sister or, maybe some friends. I don't know. I think this could just be super fun project and maybe even a cute gift. But look at all those cute ruffles all over the shirt, the different tiers of fabric. I don't want to detract from those. I love that. So instead of tying up this garment and trying to get a really distinct dye pattern across the garment, I'm just going to put the whole thing in the dye. Yeah, I'm going for just overall dye with this one. Nothing fancy. Put it in the dye bath and let the whole thing turn colors as evenly as possible. I'm even thinking I may not even leave it in the dye very long, depending on what happens. I think I might want this to be kind of more of a pink than a red today. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. That's kind of my vision for this one. We're going to head over to the sink and get dyeing. Of course, if you need a few more instructions or a little slower pace, check out my how to tie-dye in an apartment video. And I go a lot slower in that video because just walking you through the basics. But today, we're going to head over to the kitchen and dive right in. Wow, you guys, I was really excited to find this Hawaiian shirt outside someone's house. They were giving away a bunch of things for free, and whoa, I love the print. I love the fabric. It is rayon, and it is also a really big size, which means a whole bunch of fabric to work with. The tag has been removed from this shirt, but a lot of the other garments that were being given away were about a size 4XL. So that's kind of what I'm working with. I tried the shirt on. At first, I was thinking, can I make a dress out of this? But I realized that there's a lot more fabric to the width and not that much to the length. So that actually got me thinking, how about a skirt? Let me show you what I'm talking about. What if cut across top of the shirt, taking off the collar. So cut off here and then make the two sides A-line, cutting off the underarm seam and going right to the bottom of the skirt. So we're kind of making like a big, well, kind of A-line skirt template just right out of the shirt. And then we'll use part of the fabric at the top of the skirt to roll over like a tube of fabric to make a waistband. I want to put elastic in that to just make it a super easy to wear, very easy to make skirts. And that would be it. So let me iron this and then I'll show you what I'm thinking for cutting it down to size and then sewing that waistband. Hey, well, after lots of fabric smoothing, we have a roughly symmetrical, not perfectly, but roughly symmetrical skirt shape. Now, my first job that I'm going to do, I think I'm going to pin down this front seam with the buttons and actually just stitch it closed down one of the seam lines. I don't need the buttons because I'm going to be putting in an elastic waist so it will be stretchy. So I'm just going to stitch this down because I don't want them accidentally opening on me. I'm going to have to remove this guy up here at the top. Then I'll turn everything inside out, pin the side seams closed. I didn't cut all the way to the bottom because I really like this little flap and on the edge, this little open, like, I don't know, a little opening. I like it. So I only cut down to here. I need to turn it inside out so I can pin this and then stitch that closed, and then we can talk waistband. I'm going to use one of my handy dandy little cutting boards to help me get underneath the buttons here. it's looking kind of like a skirt now. That's exciting. I'll tell you what, let's work on the waistband and see how we're going to do that. I'm going to scoot this down a little bit and let's zoom in just a bit, make it a little easier. There we go. Awesome. Okay, you guys might have noticed that I did a little zigzag stitch across the raw edge because this rayon was fraying. So that's kind of my cheap way to kind of serge the edge without a serger. I just did that all around it to try to keep it from fraying. I also did a zigzag stitch across the raw edges of the seams on the inside just to try to make the whole thing not unravel. I also folded the top, the raw edge of the top, in about, I don't know, I did about 3/4 of an inch, and I ironed that down. That's going to be the edge of my tube. So I'm going to make my tube kind of like that, roll that down, pin it, sew it, leave a little gap, and then this tube in here is where my handy dandy elastic is going to go. So I played around a little bit with the dimensions, and I feel like I need to make this tube, to give it enough room for my elastic. I'm using 3/4 inch. To give me enough room for that, to have a little wiggle room, and then also to be able to sew along the edge, I think I want to make this hem about 1.25 inches. I think would give me enough space. If I sew right along the edge, or pretty close to the edge, I think that would be fine. Okay, well, let's see how far that is from the edge here. Okay, so that is about approximately, I'm going to give it a little bit extra. It's about 2 3/4 inches in. Or let's see, maybe I could do, is it 2.5? 2.5, would that work? Huh, let's try it. Yeah, I think that'll work. I'm gonna measure in 2.5 inches, bring that in just a little bit, all the way around. I'm gonna mark it with my handy dandy disappearing ink fabric pen. Let's go all the way around the edge. And then once I have all the marks, I'll just go around and pin it down. I may also get out my handy chopping board just to put underneath the fabric so I don't pin through anything I don't want. All right, let's go. Elastic time, you guys. Got my elastic. I've also safety pinned on my little bodkin, which is going to help me pull the elastic through the channel that I made. You could also just use a safety pin. I think this might be a little easier for me today. I've also left a little hole in the tube that we've stitched all the way around. Looks pretty good. All the raw edges are tucked underneath. That is awesome. And we're going to use this little hole to help insert our elastic. So let's get started. Okay, well, we got the elastic in. It took a little bit of work to get it through some of the parts that had more seams in the way. Bodkin helped a lot with that, but now we have a stretchy, whoa, I'm pulling it out too far. We have a stretchy waist. That's cool. I'm now gonna try this on, maybe pin it, wear it for a few minutes, see what I think about the fit. And then I'll trim the elastic down to the width I need. And I'll basically, obviously this is too long, but I will overlap the ends. You know, cut it off so there's maybe a little bit of overlap, maybe an inch. And then I'll do some zigzag stitching over that to keep it in place.